and welcome. I'm Caitlin Crawford.
And I'm Maddie Carter. This is HSJI News with stories about what's happening around the IU Bloomington campus this summer.
We begin today with a story about students trying to find balance in their lives.
HSJI reporter Amaya Allen talked to Indiana University students who are also employees to see what effects their jobs have on their schoolwork.
Trax employee Emma Blackard, a rising junior at Indiana University, stated how her work schedule affected her school life.
It was definitely long days sometimes, 'cause I'd be here and then I'd go home and do all my homework and I'd be up late, but it wasn't that bad. Like, I can't just go home after work and do nothing because I have to get my homework done, can't miss work with school, so definitely time management.
Jeffrey F. Hicks, a former IU student who worked at the Mainbridge Library, gives his advice to students thinking about working.
Can you really do that when you're getting yelled at work, or having a nice time at work, or having drama at work, or just having to show up and change your mind away from finite math to just doing math as a cashier? They're not the same thing, and they don't help each other.
According to a U.S. census done in 2011, 71% of the world's 19.7 million college undergrads were working. According to NBC News, of that number, at least 1 in 5 undergrads were working 35 hours a week year-round.
I work 5 days a week during the school year, so it is kind of hard balancing it out. I guess just it goes to show like the work of college work is a lot more difficult and a lot more demanding. So working that much it's complicated to do it.
It seems that IU students see working as a good way to learn responsibility and earn a little extra cash. With Kylie Richard, I'm Amaya Allen reporting for HSJI News.
In this new age of technology, there have been questions about the usefulness of traditional libraries. I explored the IU campus libraries to find out more about technology's impact on them.
Here at Indiana University, libraries have found ways to embrace technology. This new high-tech age has made it easier to access resources from libraries and share that information. The Henry B. Wells Library has found a way to use this technology to serve as a community center on campus. Teresa Quills, a librarian for government documents, likes the diversity of her guests.
Which is a pretty unique thing on campus, that we're not tied to one department. We're here to serve the whole university and all of Bloomington.
The library has always been a popular place since it is free. IU has also made libraries convenient by having them provide IT services. Andrew Baker works to help people solve their technological problems at the library. He recognizes that even with this new technology, libraries continue to be a safe, quiet environment for learning.
To be away from your own devices and your own distractions, and with a machine that's specifically designed for study.
Even though libraries have new machines, their main focus is still providing students and faculty with traditional resources, like books.
Student Leanna Meeker still visits the Lilly Special Collections Library to explore stories in their original print.
I think there's an element of imagination that's kind of drawn out when you're actually there with the item itself.
One could say libraries have used technology to its advantage. The IU campus libraries have become more than just a place to find a good book.
Our thanks to photographer Heaven Taylor Wynn, who contributed to that report.
With a new school year right around the corner, textbooks are on the mind of all incoming college students. Here's Tess Plazik with more.
For incoming students at IU, getting textbooks at the TIS bookstore is just one of the many steps taken before the school year comes in full swing. After choosing classes and meal plans, students' next decisions include whether to buy or rent their textbooks. Renting textbooks is a newer concept that people are still learning of. A cheaper alternative to buying, it seems like a fantastic idea, but some people disagree.
I would probably still buy the books just to avoid all of the complications in the rental contracts.
With intimidating contracts and the threat of a damaged book, renting isn't for everyone. Purchasing textbooks is a bit more pricey since the 5 to 60% off isn't included like it is with rentals, but many prefer it.
It depends what book it is. If it's for a class that I want the book later on, I'll buy it. If it's something that's just a general education requirement, I'll typically rent it.
With buying books, the opportunity to resell is an incentive for most students to get some of their money back. With a friendly staff here at the IU bookstores, students really have so many opportunities for buying and renting their books. With photographer Emma Lowenthal, I'm Tess Plazik reporting for HSJI News.
Many students that go away to college often wonder where it is better to live, a dorm or an apartment. Marlena Mendes has a story.
Most students choose dorms over apartments because of the location. It's right on campus and closer to everything rather than apartments, which are on the outside of campus.
It was just really nice in general. It was close to campus and it was right across the street from like a lot of food places and right next door to the food court.
Also, living in the dorms give you the opportunity to socialize with others without having to set time aside to go out. It could also be a starting point for students who have never lived on their own before.
I just thought I would rather live with a group of girls than on my own just because I'm just moving out of my home.
On the other hand, a great amount of students would like to live in a whole new atmosphere, so they choose to move into an apartment even though it is a bit more challenging.
Responsibility to pay your own rent on time. You have more responsibilities on your own. You have to set up your own utilities, make sure you pay those bills.
The great thing about an apartment is that it can be much quieter than dorms. There's more privacy, you can cook and eat what you like, sleep when you choose, and at the end of the day, you are away from the school, so it doesn't feel like you're always there.
Although both dorms and apartments sound great to live in the end it's up to you and where you'd feel most comfortable living. I'm Marlena with HSJI News.
Now here's Heaven Taylor Wynn with a story on what's what at the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center on IU's campus.
To satisfy the needs of a massive and diverse student population, Indiana University's Bloomington campus hosts the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center, which serves as a hub for the local Black community. The Neil Marshall supports an underrepresented group of individuals who are dedicated to scholarship, social justice, and the like. The center's operations manager, Inger Nemchik, was able to talk about the social and cultural events that take place during the school year.
The incident happened in Ferguson, and there was a rally that ended here at the Neil Marshall that they started on campus, a march, and it ended here also.
Since the center is unoccupied during the summer, it opens its doors for Balfour students to have a networking social. According to Counselor Kano Miller, these are students who have demonstrated an interest in attending IU, as well as an interest in being successful in college. Adrian Robinson informs about his experience with the program.
It's a scholarship program. They give us information about scholarships and just networking with IU admission and professors.
It's clear as to why the center boosts this organization. Not only are the students enticed with IU, they're also interested in learning about financial aid. Brittany Townsend elaborates on the activities in which Balfour students participate.
Well, I've learned a lot about how to apply to scholarships and how to be on top of financial aid.
As you can see, the Neil Marshall Black Culture Center is a cornerstone here at IU. It's here for the consumption of both IU students and members of its local community. With photographer Caitlin Crawford, I'm Heaven Taylor Wynn, reporting for HSJI News.
There's much still to come on HSJI News. Find out why bees are disappearing across the country and what scientists think we can do to help.
Plus, we take a look at life for IU students during the summer in Bloomington. Stay with us.
We finally bought a place.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
So at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save. How is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Bees are dying in record numbers and have a strong possibility of going extinct.
Their decline in population is an extreme threat to mankind. Kylie Richard has more about the phenomenon and how we can stop this.
Bees are flying insects related to wasps and ants and are known for their role in pollination and contribution to mankind. But what all do we really know about bees?
Bees, they make honey by spewing nectar from flowers.
Cool. Bees, I don't really know much about bees, but I know we get honey from bees, and I know they die after they stung you. That's about it.
Honeybees don't just make honey. They pollinate the more than 90 of the tastiest foods that we eat today, like celery, squash, and even apples. According to One Green Plant, bees are responsible for pollinating about 1/6 of the flowering plant species worldwide. They help produce approximately $19 billion worth of agricultural crops. That's estimated to be 1/3 of what we eat. Unfortunately, they are decreasing in size because of pesticides and industrialization. Now bees have a toxic problem. According to Earth Justice, scores of plants, fruits, and vegetables are being sprayed with pesticides. This turns the plant poisonous to insects eating the leaves, pollen, and nectar. This is lethal for bees, and bees are now dying in record numbers.
Oh, well, bees are very important to our ecosystem. They pollinate flowers, they pollinate plants that lead to, that obviously provide a lot of food for us.
We should save the bees. We should take care of them. We should get them flowers.
I think making people aware of what's happening right now would be a great solution for the problem.
And if bees were to go extinct, mankind would only have 4 years to live. If we continue this nonchalant attitude with bees, we won't be giving our posterity the same green and lush world we live in today. So let's do the earth justice and save the bees. With Amaya Allen, I'm Kylie Richard reporting for HSJI News.
Everybody's gotta eat, and we have the scoop on food halls at IU. With Food at IU, here's Emma Lowenthal.
For a student at IU, a thought that all of them have is, where do I eat? At Woodland Food Hall in the heart of campus, students have the choice of 9 different restaurants. There is a full-service frozen yogurt bar, a breakfast, lunch, and dinner eatery known as the Clubhouse, as well as the Round, an incredible coffee and espresso bar that is stocked with delicious pastries, artisan flatbreads, and mouth-watering bagels from the local Scholars Inn Bakehouse, which is a short 10-minute walk from campus. There is obviously no shortage of options in B-Town.
I think they have all different varieties. Anything you're in the mood for, you can find somewhere.
The main dining room in Woodland, the West Dining Room, is able to hold up to 381 Hoosiers for their daily meals. Of course, there are another 26 dining halls on campus.
And we definitely want the people in our surrounding area to think of us as the quintessential place to go. So yeah, there's competition amongst food service. I think it's a healthy competition.
It has become apparent that most students prefer to eat on campus rather than go off campus to find their food. With photographer Tess Plazik, I'm Emma Lowenthal with HSJI News.
IU students often have a lot of free time, especially during the summer. But here on campus, they are never bored, thanks to the Indiana Memorial Union.
The Indiana Memorial Union, a place for students to relax, have fun, and complete school assignments. The Indiana Memorial Union, or IMU, offers students many unique opportunities.
I mean, they have pretty much anything you could want here. Yeah.
The facility features a 12-lane bowling alley, 10 billiard tables, and arcade games. Students also enjoy a variety of restaurants, stores, and lounges. The IMU is an ideal place to hang out between classes and meet up with friends. The IMU is also known for its several large computer labs and tech help centers. Many students prefer to study here both because of its location and atmosphere.
It's nice and close. It's right in the middle of campus. Keeps me, so I stay here, go to all my classes. I just keep focused.
The IMU features films in the Wittenberger Auditorium where admission is free for IU students. On a large campus, the IMU aims to make students feel more comfortable.
Talked about make a big place small is part of the idea of Indiana University. And so having a building where you can, instead of thinking about we're 40,000 students, having a place where you can sit down with 1 or 2 people help to build that community.
The Indiana Memorial Union also includes a 1,000 square foot bouldering wall.
Not only does the Indiana Memorial Union offer students fun indoor activities during the winter, but during the summer you can come here and rent everything from hiking equipment to boats. The union also offers students the ability to go on group outdoor activities. Photographer Austin Bierman contributed to that report.
While we are on such an incredible HSJI summer here on IU's campus, correspondent Austin Bierman went to find out what everyday life of an IU student entails.
There are over 400 eateries in and around campus, as well as dozens of museums, state parks, stores, and bars for students to spend free time in when they are not studying or in the classroom.
Welcome to Fraternity and Sorority Row. As you can see behind me, this is one of those sorority and fraternity housing options that IU offers. The students here have the ability to enroll in a house, either fraternity for men and sorority for women, and they can actually live there on campus in one of these giant mansion-style houses. About 20% of the student body here on IU's campus takes place and operates within Greek life. However, that leaves 80% to do the rest of the social activities.
The other 80% of IU students attend club fairs, showcasing over 750 different club options in order to find the right fit for them for those out-of-class times.
And so in that over 750 number, everyone, so if you can't find something, which is surprising because there's 750, but there's also the ability to start your own student organization as well.
Clubs on IU's campus take advantage of such incredible facilities like the Student Recreational Sports Center, or SRSC, that was student-founded and cost over $22 million. Club sports from swimming to Quidditch are offered to all students at IU to take part in.
I became a Group X leader this past January, and so that's really opened up my social life a little more and got me more involved in IU in general.
While I go open up my social life IU style, with photographer Maddie Carter, I am Austin Bierman. Back to you in the studio.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching.
HSJI News will be back next summer with more coverage of the IU community. Have a great summer.